What's up guys, Lane here, and today I'm coming at you with a video on my Prot Paladin. This time it's going to be a guide how to play this monster spec in both Battlegrounds and Arena. Right now, Season 4 of BFA, Season 4, the worst season of BFA, Prot is actually really good. It's very anti-caster, which helps you beat the Destro Warlocks and the Fire Mages. You can block Greater Pyros and Chaos Bolts, make them deal like 60%, 70% reduced damage to you. Overall, it's a really good spec right now. It's successful in 2s and 3s, and it's just not very played. Right now, there are 2 Paladins bouncing in and out of rank 1 Glad range on NA, and there's a handful of other, 2400, 2500 Prot Paladins in both 2s and 3s, so it does work. And it's also an absolute monster in Battlegrounds. So I will help you guys learn how to play Prot right now. So as far as gearing goes, gearing this expansion has pretty much sucked in general. So I will try and make it as easy as I can. Basically, what you guys are going to go for first is you need your Azerite traits. Now, Prot has really important Azerite traits that you need 3 of. You need 3 Avenger's Might, just like Red Paladins. Avenger's Might is really strong for Prot because Mastery is really strong for Prot. You also need at least 1 Righteous Conviction, ideally. And what Righteous Conviction does is it makes your Light of the Protector heal for the bonus 200% increase during your wings. So during your wings, you or your teammate will essentially be unkillable because your healing will be insane due to the Mastery increase, due to the Righteous Conviction increase. And in my opinion, if you're running in Arena, it's worth downgrading Azerite gear. So for example, the set I'm running right here, I don't have a Righteous Conviction. But say I was doing 2s, I just pop on this 465 piece with a Righteous Conviction, and right now I'm just fishing for another Warlord's Trophy to upgrade this. After those 4 traits, the 3 Avenger's Might and the Righteous Conviction, the last 2 are kind of up to you. Prot has a lot of okay traits. You have Indomitable Justice, you have Bulwark of Light. Those are okay. Even the Grand Crusader reset is okay. But yeah, that's pretty much what you'd be aiming for the minimum for Azerite traits. In terms of essences for your neck, this setup right here is your 2v2 arena setup. You'll want to run Touch of the Everlasting, Conflict and Strife, Nullification Dynamo. I know I only have a green one and it sucks, but it's actually still, even the green trait is just really good. And then Vision of Perfection. All these are fairly easy to get, require not too much grinding. The reason I actually could go upgrade my Nullification Dynamo, but I'm actually just done grinding this expansion. I've grinded on so many characters, so I did. I could afford it. You know what? After this video, I might just go buy rank 2 because I have the mats in my bag. But yeah, and you can also run, instead of the Nullification Dynamo, sometimes what I'll run is either Anima Minor or Strength of the Warden Minor. So say I'm in a battleground, I need the extra corruption resistance. I'll run Strength of the Warden Minor, and I'll run Crucible Flame Major. And this will be what I'd run in a typical battleground, or say, I really just I'm running some low 2s and I want to one-shot some people. Crucible Flame is really good for Prot. But typically, I would stick with, where's it here? Touch of the Everlasting Major, because what this does is it gives you a free revive. And it resets the cooldown of your Guardian of Forgotten Queen, which is one of the staples of Prot in PvP. So, moving on. Stats. Mastery is your best friend. Mastery is what makes Prot really good in PvP. It increases absolutely everything you do, and that is because of the talent Holy Shield. So basically what Mastery does is it increases the amount that you can block with your Holy Shield for spells. So Mastery increases attack power, which increases your block. So right now, my block is at 58%, and it reduces the damage by 58%. or I guess 57.65%, but close enough. And what this will do is your Holy Shield has no internal cooldown, so you block dots. So you can block Immolation Dot from Lock, you can block a Chaos Bolt, Ignite, Greater Pyro, Shadow Priest dots, and melee attacks, and you reflect a certain amount of damage back at them. And that damage reflected is increased by your attack power, which is increased by your mastery. So mastery is like the best stat. It's like versatility on steroids, essentially. Also increases your healing because it increases your attack power. Your next best stat is versatility. So ideally, you'll be wanting to go for like these verse mastery pieces, like this fireproof bracers, and I have a few more verse mastery pieces over here. Yep, verse mastery. What is this one? Verse mastery, haste mastery. Just because I have pretty sure I have verse mastery legs, but slightly less mastery. So I'm just sitting on this 470 piece right here. And you'll want a vial of animated blood as a trinket. This trinket lines up with your wings exactly, and it increases your mastery as Prot. An alternative to this trinket that you could run is the remote guidance device or Drestagath. But ideally, you'll probably want to run this because it increases your overall survivability, damage, and healing. After versatility, the last two stats aren't really too important. Like, obviously, haste is really good for Prot and PvE, but in terms of PvP, you're going to want to be dumping as much of your stats as you can into mastery and then verse. And then crit is like, okay. If you get a crit, Hand of the Protector, you're going to huge heal. It is what it is. Crit's nerfed in PvP, so we don't worry about that too much. After that, you'll have your corruptions. Prot primarily wants to focus on getting Masterful Tier 3. If you can't get Masterful Tier 3, stacking Tier 2 and Tier 1 is okay. Right now on my Ret, I mean my Prot, or just my Paladin in general, I'm like mixing Mastery and Verse amps. Verse amps are nerfed in PvP, which is why it's not so great to run them as Prot. But it is better on Ret and Holy, which is why I have a couple. But you'll mainly want the Masterful Tier 3. If you want to mess around and your main Ret spec and you're going full Gush or something, full Gush actually is insane on Prot Paladin. It does just monster damage, but your survivability off healing is going to be weaker. And the whole point of playing Prot is to play a tank, right? You don't want to play DPS. You want to be able to heal and do damage. So mastery is the way to go. What else do we got here? So yeah, I'll go over talents. This is pretty much what you'll be running baseline for your talents. Instead of Hallowed Ground, you can run Judgment Pure sometimes on occasion. Sometimes on occasion you'll want to run Steed of Glory for an extra interrupt. Holy Shield is a staple. You'll never change that. Crusade of Judgment, you'll never change that. Fist of Justice, you'll sometimes change that. Very rarely can you go Blinding Light or Repentance, but if you're doing Battlegrounds, Fist of Justice is fine every single time. Spell Warding in Battlegrounds every single time. The only reason you wouldn't take Spell Warding is if you're against, like, say, I don't know, Holy Paladin Arms Warrior in 2s, or a double melee comp, and you need your Blessing of Protection. So run Cavalier. Ret Aura, I would never pick up. It just does tickle damage. It really doesn't do anything, unfortunately. The next expansion is coming back, and it's also not going to do anything. We have that to look forward to. Hand of the Protector in PvP, you'll never change this. This is what allows Prot to be such a good, strong off healer. Your Light of the Protectors will be healing people for like, I've crit someone with a Hand of the Protector for like 600k. It's a monster heal, increased by mastery. You're gonna want to run it. Consecrated Ground. These two talents are the only two talents you'll occasionally change. So say you have a solid snare in your team. You don't really need to run Consecrated Ground. You can run Judgment of Light for a little tickle healing. Not that great. Aegis of Light, never take it. And this last row, Seraphim, almost every single time. I'd say 99% of the time, Seraphim is what allows you to be a monster. It both increases your damage and your healing and your survivability all at once. It's like better than Wings, honestly. Use 2 charges, you get it for 15 seconds, and it's just a huge amp on all your stats. Like, I didn't even pop Wings, and my Master's at 61%. PvP talents, Guardian of the Forgotten Queen every single time. Shield of Virtue, pretty much every single time, unless you're, fighting like some unsilenceable team, like I don't know, Arms Warrior, Demon Hunter, something like that. In 2s, but like in 3s, run it every single time. BGs, I really enjoy that, but it's optional in BGs. You don't have to run Shield of Virtue. You can mess around with, you could go Steed of Glory plus Judgment of Pure, something like that. Hallowed Ground's really good. If you were to see me just on an average day, this is typically what my talent setup looks like right here. This Judgment of Pure is better than this Judgment of Light. So this healing from Judgment of Pure, not too bad. It does add up over the course of the game. That's about it for talents. In terms of gearing, let's see, what can I recommend? So obviously getting a rank 15 cloak it's a grind. And then even after that, upgrading the corruption resistance is grind. But lucky for you guys, Prot Paladin is the #1 easiest class to do visions on. Starting at rank 12, you should be able to 5-mask runs, no problem. Some of the buffs that you can get for running dungeon or running visions easier is the Baked Voidfin, makes you move a little bit faster, and the Kebab. Maybe I will put up a 5-mask run, maybe next week on the Stormwind week, because I already did a few this week. I'm not trying to spend all my vessels. Actually, don't even think I have any more vessels. Nope. So yeah, I'll put one up next week. That's pretty much it for the gear, corruption, traits guide. Now let's get into the rotation. Alright, so let's go over the last portion of the video, the rotation. It's more of a rotational priority in which, you want to be standing in your consecration for the mastery mitigation. You want to keep your judgments on cooldown. And you always want to have at least 2 charges of Shield of the Righteous when your Seraphim's coming off cooldown. With Avenger Shield and Hammer the Righteous, they aren't that important to use on cooldown because sometimes you're going to want to be holding your Avenger Shield for a Shield of Virtue. And Hammer the Righteous is more used as a filler when you can't do anything else. So when you're bursting as Prot, ideally what you want to do is you want to consecrate Wings Seraphim into double Judgment, double Concentrated Flame, and right after that, you're going to want to Judgment and Avenger Shield. And that is your burst rotation right there. Doing the double Judgment first allows you to have the globals to press 2 Concentrated Flames and then 1 more Judgment after, and finishing off that with an Avenger Shield. That is mostly what your burst is going to be in. In addition to that, you're just going to want to hit Shield of the Righteous, maintain that buff on yourself if you are fighting mainly melee damage dealers, and supporting your teammates with your Hand of the Protector and other abilities. I will be providing some macros in the description of the video, which are mouse over macros for your queens, your spell ward, sacrifice, Light of the Protector, Hand of the Protector, whatever it's called, and freedom. Basically what these macros will do are, if you are targeting an enemy or have no target, the ability will be cast on yourself. But if you are mousing over a friendly teammate, like let's see if I can give an example right here. So see how I'm targeting myself? I mouse over this guard and press Queen. The Queen starts channeling on him instead. And let's see if I can free him and maybe sacrifice him as well. Nope, sacrifice will need to be in the party. Okay. But yeah, you guys get the gist of that. That is about it for the Prot Guide. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, LT, for the donation and video suggestion. If I can help you guys out with anything else, be sure to ask in the comments below. Alright, peace.